Well, hello, welcome back. We have the E52 Z8 today. This car is actually going on a drive tomorrow, so I was just checking the tire pressures, and then I reminded myself that the fuel door release isn't working. Very, very well documented problem on the E52. The little plastic clip at the end of the release cable snaps, and unfortunately that means even the emergency release in the trunk doesn't do a blind thing. So unfortunately, you don't even get at it from inside the trunk by removing a panel, because that would be too obvious. What you end up doing is buying a new cable and replacing it. So as far as I understand, it's this little piece on the end that actually breaks off, and these things are just junk. Luckily, they're pretty cheap. They're only 31 bucks each, but still very, very dumb. Step one's gonna be jack up the car and take the rear right wheel off. Okay, now that that wheel is off, looks like we've got some Torx T20 or 25s and then some 10 millimeter regular hexes as well. And it looks like that might be a 25 as well with a 10 mil backer. I'm not sure if that has to be removed because we're not taking the bumper cover off, but we do need to drop the liner. So let me grab all of those out first and see what we can see. All right, all the fasteners are out. There was one hidden 10 on the bottom of that. Just make sure you get that. Then start your way at the bottom here. Bottom here. The entire liner will drop out once you've grabbed those two corners and pulled toward you. You do have to use some force, but it's not terrible. But once you've got the liner this far, you can now see the issue. So it looks like it actually just pulls out of that little clip right there. If you pull on that, fuel door opens no problem. So, and I don't have a cable right next to me. Yes, I do. It looks like this little clip is actually the issue. All right. So I ended up having to cut it out with some dikes. That sucked, man. I really thought it was going to be this little clip right here that was doing us in, but it is not. Before I just steal the clip out of here, I'm actually going to go look and see if I have a zip tie anchored one, because I think I can do better than this. I'm going to give this a go. I've got a zip tie that's got the same size anchor point. Let's see how that works. All right, I'm going to make sure that this still pops. Yep. So, got my little loop right down here now. That'll also pop it. So, I'm just gonna get that buried right down in the bumper. I might actually end up safety wiring that to the heat shield so I can get at it, but all it does is run up behind here, over the back, and it's looped around once right here. Doesn't get in the way of the original function at all. And it will let me bail myself out if I get stuck in the future. So you shouldn't have to do that, but I'm going to do that because this is a terrible design. There she is, ready to go. Still pops beautifully. All the liners are back in. Machine thread, machine thread, machine thread, machine thread, machine thread, machine thread short, coarse thread, Torx T20, Torx T20, Torx T20, Torx T20. Off you go. And again, to remove the liner, you start by pulling this section out around and this section out around up to the body line. Then you pull here and here to get this piece pulled down and out. Then the whole liner drops out and you can get at what I just showed you really easily. This took me, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. If you've never worked on a car before, it might take you an hour. Wheel bolts are 17 millimeter and there's a rubber jack pad here. Pretty hard to screw up. Final form. Job done. Barry, you may want to just save this video for future reference. If you get stranded again and the fuel door won't open, I fixed it, but right down here in the wheel well, there's a really tiny piece of wire. If you grab that and pull down on it, it will open the release door as well. So just so you know.